Okay, we are live, and it's been a while since I had Ashmita on channel here, and it's for the first time that Ashmita and Fahadh are also here together in the
Yes.
chat, and I'm so happy that two people whom I regularly collaborate with, respectively, with them individually, they are here together to talk all things Malayalam cinema because just yesterday, I went to watch Ullozhukku with Farhad, and we were discussing the same thing that this has been a very prominent year for Malayalam industry. No other industry has same bragging rights at all. Like this year has been such a golden year for them.
Yeah.
Uh, from right from January, Manjul Boys or something to now, watching Ullozhukku yesterday. It's been such a great run that they are having. So that's why I thought we'll do like a half yearly report. We are at the end of the June, so because at first quarter end of March or April, I did a video with Farhad when I completed 3 years of my channel. So we did like the first
Most
quarter
of
of
it.
yeah. So we did the first quarter. Now it makes sense to do the first half yearly report. So
Of course.
uh, yeah. So since Ashmita, it's been a while since you've been active on the channel. Let's bring you back.
Yeah.
Let's get you into the groove again. Let's
I
get
know.
the
I know.
juices flowing. So
Yeah.
whatever Malayalam cinema you have consumed this year, like what do you think has been the secret ingredient, especially this year? Because it's like ek ke baad ek, like they are just hitting it out of the park every time.
Hmm. I think when you said secret ingredient, I remember the first Kung Fu Panda, where there is no secret ingredient, actually.
Right.
I feel. I think they are just being as creative as. I think they're just doing what they do every year. It's
Hmm.
just that this year somehow stars have aligned and we are just getting bombarded with great films, and that too across genres. It's not like, okay, only massy films are working, or it's not
Yeah.
like only comedy is working or serious is working. Everything we're getting the piece of the pie, like every piece we are getting and savoring it. It's been like
Yeah.
that, and I feel that because of whatever is going on in my life, I have missed out on a lot of films. I think the first monumental another film that I missed out was Turbo, which
Yeah.
I was personally pretty skeptical that, okay, I don't know how this film is going to be, because this director's last film that I watched was a big disappointment for me, which was with
Okay.
Mohanlal, Monster.
Yeah.
And that I had watched in theaters, but apparently Turbo has got really good reviews. Then there was this comedy film with Prithvi Raj and Basil Joseph that has also done really well. Now the one with Parvati that you watched, and I think another sci-fi film which Nona has watched recently, that has also
Mhm.
done, that's getting really good reviews. Hopefully Paradise I will be able to catch with stars Darshana. Let's see. So I have missed on quite a few films. Now I'll wait for the OTT releases, but yeah, it's I'm really looking forward to watch those films. So whenever they release on the streaming platforms, but whatever I have watched in the theaters, I mean, I have really, really enjoyed, and even though a couple of films like Varshan Galika Shesham, apparently, there was a lot of negative publicity also done for that film. But I found that film so beautiful, so beautiful. I don't know why people think that it's cringy and all of that. I like for the emotional, to fill that emotional palette in you. That film was just perfect. Then you had this crazy film Avesham. We both discussed about Avesham.
Yeah.
We did a video. That was, I think, the last time we did a video, and then
Yes.
I went on a total break. So yeah, I feel that there's no really a secret ingredient or a secret formula that they have cracked. I think this time it's just happening, and we are just there to enjoy it.
Yeah.
Unless
And
you feel that there is a secret ingredient.
I don't know. I mean, if even if there is, they should not share it with anybody because then then they lose the novelty that they are having. And like in Hindi we say "nazar lag jati hai." So I don't want anything to jinx this amazing run that they are having.
Yeah.
And there's a beauty about it that even though you missed out on a few good films, yet the ones you watched were also good enough. So you are coming from. I can understand where you're coming from, but
Yeah.
Farhad is the one who watches everything and reviews. He doesn't just do YouTube reviews, but also writes detailed review on his website as well. So he has had a much more keen eye than both of us this year,
Yeah,
especially. So Farhad, you heard her saying there's no secret ingredient as such. What did you think? Because we have seen these kind of runs from them before also, like especially when we started covering it in 2020, 2021,
exactly.
especially on OTT after pandemic. But this year seems to be, there seems to be something else, like, maybe it's the variety of genres they are exploring, that, whatever they are trying to make, it's, turning to gold. So what's your take on this whole first half of 2024?
So I feel that if we go a little back, I think the world discovered Malayalam films during the lockdown, essentially. When everyone was at home and everyone was, pondering on what to do. There were so many Malayalam films that came out. I remember the Fahadh Faasil film. They shot it during the lockdown. See you soon.
Yeah, see you soon.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
yeah, so I think that was the kind of a breakthrough that the industry provided when everyone was wondering on what the future of films would be.
Right.
So I feel that it did take a while for the theatrical success to translate. 2022 was again a good year, but more in the OTT space, I would say.
Yeah.
But
Mm.
23 was a bit of an off year for the Malayalam film industry,
Yeah.
and most I saw so many YouTubers, saying, "Oh my God, this industry is gone." With the Telugu coming in, with Hindi coming in, and then it was a blast in 2024 when all other industries were crashing, and it was the Malayalam film industry that took center stage. And I feel that we had touched upon that in your last in our last collab as well, that I think the corporatization that is there, that is ruining the other industries, because they
Okay.
are being a deterrent to the creative juices that are there. Malayalam film
Mm.
industry does not have that. So
Mm.
they just know how to tell stories, how to make
Yeah.
stories, irrespective of what the result or the fate of the film would be at the box office. Luckily for them this year, that they have also cracked a formula that they wouldn't be setting the story necessarily in the state of Kerala. You had Premalu, which was set in Hyderabad,
Yeah.
Avisham set in Bangalore.
Bangalore. Yeah.
So there were other films, Vashangalku Shesham was set in Tamil Nadu, although not shot in Tamil Nadu.
Yeah.
Same with Manchumal Boys, not
Mm.
shot in Guna caves per se, but it was set. The film was set
Yeah.
in that area, so it gave a new dimension to the film as well. And I think that was the difference between 2023 and 24, that it got success. Even the Goat Life, that was set in Jordan,
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
Algeria, shot there rather.
Short there. Short there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 So I feel that that was one formula that started clicking for the industry. I don't think it was a subconscious decision, to to have a film set outside, the state of Kerala, but this was one differentiator that I latched onto, in the trend that was there, and I felt.
Okay.
This definitely did add to the creativity and got the the masses also going through. For example, Premalu had a very good opening in Hyderabad,
Mm.
outside Kerala. So similarly, Manjumal Boys also, Tamil Nadu, it did exceptionally well.
Yeah.
So that, I think, translated into the success as well. Of telling stories. They were always good stories at the end of the day, but the audience, they got behind the film because of the setting as well, I feel. So I think that was the little secret sauce. Sorry, I revealed it.
Well, if somebody from other industries are is listening, they should probably get in touch with Farhad and put
No.
put put him on
Yes.
your team for more
Analysis.
insights. Yeah, one thing, another thing which we discussed last time, and I think that also holds true here for Malayalam cinema being how they are this year, or for the longest of times, is that the artists there have done different hats and with flying colors. Like, there are so many examples. Just the other day, I was doing Manjumal Boys podcast, and somebody pointed out that the driver in that film is the director of Talumala, and I had no idea that was Khalid Rahman.
Mm.
So and we discussed about Basil Joseph, who's a director and an actor, and doing both the things so well.
Yeah.
Uh, there's the Delish Potan is there. So there are so many examples. So do you think, Ashmita, that having the sensibilities of not just an actor or not just a director, but different, yeah, these people edit as well. So having that sort of wide spectrum of skill set, does that also help in making a good story and then executing it as good as they do?
I think it does to some extent, because then you have this whole, the 360-degree viewpoint of how a film is. Like, probably, if I knew that if I'm, say, acting in a film, but I also have a sense of
Yeah.
direction and editing and this and that, so I also can holistically kind of guess probably that, okay, how this movie that I am acting in and I'm part of, seeing how the director is talking and who the editor is, probably how it'll end up looking on screen. So and I feel whatever interviews of the actors, directors, or people that I've seen from the Malayalam film industry, I feel that they still have this very close knit family kind of bond, like what Farhad was saying, that it's not corporatized that much. So there is still that family kind of and friendly approach. And I think I remember an interview by Dilesh Pothan only, like he was saying that, okay, we are just like family. We don't feel that we are coming and working on set. We feel that, okay, this is like just another day. I think it was one of the interviews for Joji, I think, that I
Okay.
was watching. Yeah. And and that's why I feel that maybe they all, because everybody has worn so many different hats, they have this probably holistic viewpoint. And nobody probably, and this is just a guess, that if I am giving you a suggestion that you are the director of the film that I am acting in, you'll probably take that suggestion in and you'll not completely discard it. So I still feel that Malayalam industry is still in that zone, that, okay, if somebody is giving an input, it will be taken positively. I'm not saying that other
Right.
industries don't have that, but I feel that it's more there in the Malayalam cinema. And you always get, whenever whatever behind the scenes of the filmmaking also I've seen, it's a very friendly atmosphere that I've always witnessed.
Yeah, and I think that stems down to what Farad pointed out earlier, that other industries have gone through this corporatization, which
Yeah.
doesn't seem to be the case in this one, and that's why I think the friendliness and the cohesiveness reflects as well, in their working style, and
Even
then
the creative spark, I mean,
yeah,
they're like throwing in ideas and nobody's like, okay, this seems very very far-fetched, we cannot do that, the audience will
yeah,
reject it. I think they're just so free to make any kind of films, and they kind of give that benefit to the audience that they will accept it. At least they will give us a chance, they'll not outrightly reject it. And I recently did an interview on Filmcopath's channel with Darshana, and we, at the end of the interview, we were talking about, like, why do you think Malayalam industry is a little different from the other industry. And she was also saying that, it's a lot of credit has to be given to the audience as well, because of them we get, the filmmakers are, daring to make different kind of stories, and they get the courage to do so.
right. Farad, you wanted to add something to it?
Yeah, so just to add to what Ashmita said, and I think she's spot on with that, there was this interview which had Prithvi Raj being questioned on why do actors, promote films that do not star them, or they are nowhere involved with those films in the Malayalam film industry. And he replied that it in a way it also impacts their performance, that is there at the box office. It
Yeah.
benefits them,
Yeah.
because says he took the example of Adu Jeevitam, and it preceded the success of, say, Manjumal Boys, or I think it was Premalu before that, or Brahm Yugam before that. So
Yeah.
he said that if those films work, automatically the buzz for my film will be better on the given day. And I
Yes.
think that is what the industry stands for. It's a very, as she rightly said, it's a very close knit industry. And so everyone, even as you also rightly pointed out, Keshav, that everyone takes up dons multiple hats in the industry. You were talking of Khalid Rahman. There was Lal Jr. also, who had Nadikar. He was the director of Nadikar. It didn't work at the box office, but he was there, one of the six Manjumal boys that were there. We had
Hmm.
Shobin Jari, also a director. So they don multiple hats. Prashant Narayan. I got his name wrong.
So,
But
Mahesh,
anyway,
Mahesh.
Mahesh
my,
Narayan, yeah, Prashant Narayan is an actor. Anyway, so so he also is a cinematographer. He does editing duties as well. So there are multiple hats that people don in. So it's like a one big family without any influence of the corporatization who normally work backwards. They fix a
yeah,
budget for the story and then they reverse engineer the entire process of filmmaking, and if they feel that the budget is overshot by the story or something, they cut out the creative facts. That is the fact of the other industries, which is why it is not working at the end of the day, and which is why
yeah,
Malayalam films are blossoming.
Yeah, and I think it also comes down to having the eye for good content, right? Because I'm not just speaking as actors signing a good script or having that eye for a good concept, but also like this year, Fahad Fazil produced a couple of really good films. So
yeah,
so not I'm not just saying from the actor's point of view, but from a producer's point of view as well. What concept to put your money on, and you have to be sure about things, and that comes not just from experience, but also I think again donning different hats must help them understand, okay, this can work, this cannot work. So for
yeah,
Fahad to produce something like a Premolu, where a couple of newcomers are there, and uh, for that film to do how it did, I think that again speaks volume of the fact, the conviction that they have, and the eye for good content that they have, isn't it?
right, right. I agree because and also not just relying on. I think what I love about the industry is that it's not just the blind reliance on, okay, I need a bankable actor for a movie to back a
Yeah,
film. As a producer also, like, okay, I
right.
probably need a bankable actor, that's then when I'll put that kind of budget. No, it's not that. I don't think they're limited by all of these one two three check boxes that usually happens in a production house, that okay, we need to fulfill all these and then only we can back this film. So I don't think that is there. uh, and like I said, even for Bollywood, they say that it's a very close knit thing, and they don't let the outsiders come. But that close knit is expressed in a negative connotation. Here in the Malayalam industry, it's in a very positive connotation. Like, anybody can become a superstar. You are
Yeah.
given that chance. You're given that fair chance. Is what like nepotism exists. Not, I mean, it exists in Malayalam cinema also. Like, why are people not negatively talking about it that much? I'm sure the negative talks are there everywhere, but not that much as we see in the Hindi film industry. So I feel that they have kind of understood and balanced it out really well, that okay, content has to be like the main driver for everything, which is great, and I hope it stays that way for eternities, for till the end of the times.
Yeah, and like you said that there's no superstar ego that I see there. Like even if Fahad produced Avesham and he was himself the center of attention, but he gets introduced into the film after 20-25 minutes, and
Half an
before
hour,
that
yeah. Hmm.
half an hour, and before that it's completely taken over by again three newcomers who are influencers or YouTubers, and
Yeah,
again to have that sort of eye for talent, and to get them into those characters, and also to get that kind of work out of them, because
yeah,
it's one thing to be a YouTuber, then it's a whole different ball game to be in a
be an
feature
act.
film,
Yeah,
in a major mainstream Malayalam film alongside Fahad Faasil. So to get that kind of work out of them again, I think that's commendable. Uh,
true.
Another reason, I think, if I'm not wrong, Fahad didn't have a Malayalam film in 2023, right?
He did.
He
Did
did
he?
now.
Pachum,
But
that long
Okay, right.
yes,
So just one
he did.
film,
Yeah.
one film. Yeah.
and I
And
think
all in other industries he had, obviously. He
Others he
had,
right,
had.
right, right.
Yeah.
yeah.
So I think again, so this year, what he did with Avesham was again so fresh, because it had been almost a year since he did a Malayalam film, right? And then to come back, and again in the interview with Bharadwaj, he said now Avesham is also done. Like, I'm done with that character, that film. This won't be repeated. So that's what
Yeah.
I like about. So like if you see his catalog, his discography of films, like he never repeats anything which is like remotely close to what he has done before. And I think
True.
that's the approach a lot of these people take, right? Because I'm not just singling out Fahad because of my biasness towards him, because I love it's he's my favorite actor. But I think that that's again a common pattern that I've seen, like how Farhad saw the pattern of the films being set up outside of Kerala. I see that these people don't want to repeat what they've already done once, and that's why the freshness also comes out of, right?
Correct. And it's so great for us also as audience. Like, okay, we get to see them in absolutely different character and don't know what to expect. And like
Yeah.
even Mammootty for that example, I am like looking forward to each and every film of his because he is just he's just let go. He's like, I am gonna play whatever different characters I'm gonna get,
Yeah.
and he's just like enjoying being an actor at this point. Like he loves it. You can just see it whenever you watch his film that
Yeah.
he's absolutely having a blast at this age as well.
Yeah. I
So
mean, I mean,
he's completely in love with acting.
once you start enjoying, like when you are secure about your work, and you don't really care about your stardom or what kind of roles should suit me and all kind of that
Yeah,
Bollywood stuff. uh, I think that's when the magic happens, and it's been right there on the screen for the longest. I don't know if you've seen Turbo though. Like I thought
I've
it
not
was
seen
kind
Turbo.
of okay, because I thought it was probably the weakest Mammootty film in a long time because of the kind of stuff he has done recently. And I think Farad
Okay.
also sort of agreed with me. I think you pointed out Christopher was his other weak film last year,
Last
right?
year, I think he had four releases in a very average sort of a year for the Malayalam film industry. Three of them worked. The one that did not work was Christopher, and rightly so. I think that was a bad film. So, Turbo isn't as bad as Christopher, but it's not the best Mammootty film.
Mm,
Yeah,
right.
you have to give that, right? An okay script, and I think it was Mammootty who just wanted to have some fun, and he's allowed to have fun. I think, after all the content that he's given us for so long, I think he's allowed to have fun once in a way. So yeah.
People who are watching right now, put down in the chat if you also felt Turbo was his weakest film, or did we sort of misread it. Uh, there's another mention of Guru Bayur Ambal and Atlil. So he's saying it's streaming on Hotstar from tomorrow. So Ashmita, if you
Oh,
get
Tomorrow.
great!
time,
I'll catch tomorrow.
yeah,
Though I won't, but
later.
day after
But
maybe.
it I really love that film. It's probably the one of the funniest films this year,
Yeah,
and just
I'm.
the
Priyadarshin kind
pairing,
of comedy.
yeah, the pairing between Prithvi and Basil, I think that worked like a charm. Because I'm sure you saw the trailer, right, Ashmita? Did you?
I've seen the trailer. I did not react to it, but I've seen the trailer.
Okay, you've seen, so
I've
you
The
seen
would
the
see
trailer
the
trailer.
doesn't
energy.
reveal too much of it, by the way.
No,
It
I'm
doesn't reveal the
referencing the
story so much.
I'm referencing the trailer just to
The
because she must have caught the
romance.
energy between those two, right? The bromance
Yeah,
between
yeah.
Yeah,
those two.
yeah. I
Best.
was like,
Yeah,
I remember I was not able to watch the trailer, and but I knew that there was this discourse that people were still like before the release, people were very skeptical because
yeah,
Adu Jeevitam had released, and they felt that Prithviraj might be overdoing his actions and his dialogues
Before
there.
that, Bade Mia Chote Mia was also
And
out.
oh my god, I watched that movie. My god, like my kismat.
I saw the reel. Yeah, I saw
Yeah.
your reel.
So I was like, but I think everybody was very happy after watching the film, but I was unfortunately not able to catch it, and so many films basically. So yeah, that tomorrow it's releasing, so Friday at least definitely I'll catch it.
Yeah,
Though
it's
Friday morning, because tomorrow Kalki is releasing. Friday morning I've booked my ticket because tomorrow I don't have the time. I don't know if Friday morning if I'll be able to watch Kalki also or not, but I've booked my ticket. I was like, if I'm able to go, I'll go.
yeah. There's a comment from Akhil. He asked if we have booked it or not.
Yes, Akhil, I
It'll be
have booked,
Saturday
but
for me.
for Friday morning. But I'm not sure if I'll have the time. I'll go. If
So
nothing
there's
else comes up, I
another question from Akhil. Let's talk about this, guys. Can someone explain what happened to Mohanlal film choices after COVID? That's an interesting question. Farad, you wanna take this first?
Yeah, I mean, so I have been watching a lot of old films lately from the Malayalam film industry from the 80s, from the 90s, from the early 2000s. And yeah, one common thing was the acting of Mohanlal. I mean, we are talking of Mammootty today. I think Mohanlal was equally good, if not better, in that era that was there. I think Thanmatra or Kiridam
Oh, I
have to be
love.
one of the finest performances by Mohanlal, who absolutely was willing to shed his image. I think after COVID, what happened was probably that I think there was a transition period that I think all actors you find it difficult, right, to transition from what was there before COVID to something that was after COVID. It was a huge jump, you know, and given the position that Mohanlal found himself in, he did not. I think probably, if I can speak, and I may be totally wrong here, that I did not know. I think that he couldn't imagine himself as something doing something drastically different or taking as much as risk as say Mammootty was taking, who transitioned like a dream after COVID. I think after COVID it was his second innings, but Mohanlal I think was, and you also have to take that into consideration that there were a few films that were stuck during the COVID time that came after COVID. So those were
Hmm.
like pre-COVID films that immediately came after. I think. What you need to take into account is his last few films that are there, other than Monster. I think he did Nero, which I think was
Yeah,
fabulous.
I
I
love Nairo.
absolutely loved him in Malai Kottai Valiban as well.
Same.
You know,
Like people hated that film. A lot of
yeah,
people
I
hated it, but I
absolutely loved
really
it.
loved it.
It was a risk, and he completely surrendered to the vision. So I think these are the
Correct.
examples that you can take, that he's well back on track now. I wouldn't be too critical of him as to what happened. I think the subsequent films that you will see a different Mohanlal that will be a recall to the good old times that were there. So I feel that it was just a transition period that
Yeah.
accounted for certain films that came out, which were pre-COVID films that came out after COVID.
Hmm.
So yeah,
What about this comment? Like, did you watch that movie? Did you feel it was the change after that movie?
Mohanlal after COVID, Mohanlal after Odeon. I haven't watched Odeon unfortunately, but I'm sure there was a transition phase that all major actors go through. Mohanlal, I think, is 60 at the moment, so all of them have gone through except the Khans that are there. They're still going strong in the Hindi film belt. But other than that, even Amitabh Bachchan had to take that. There was a brief period when he was doing a lot of mediocre work, trying to be
Yeah.
the solo hero of the film. So it,
I mean,
let's give it to him. I mean, it's okay. It's not
Yeah.
so bad.
Yeah, it's not like, oh my god, he has completely like, fallen
yeah.
from his throne and all. No, he's fine. Guys, he's fine.
Shajan says Gurbayu Rambar is not a great story film, but it's a fun film for a change. Yeah, I agree to that because
Performance.
like the Priyadarshan comedy that we had been missing, especially in
Okay.
Bollywood for the longest of times, like the early 2000s, mid 2000s. So
Oh,
it
I want
takes
to
us
watch.
to that. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I am
I'm
badly need to watch a light-hearted film, so I think this
You
will be
should. This is
perfect.
perfect. This is like absolutely perfect. In fact, if
Yeah,
you get time, you should do like a live reaction to that.
yeah.
Because you'll die laughing.
Oh,
There are such amazing scenes in that.
but I think most of you, like Nona, has watched it. You have watched it. I'll just do. I'll have to do it myself then, alone.
You should. You should. You
I
should.
can
Yeah,
There's
come to your
always a
channel
fun
if you
time.
want.
yeah. You have not watched it, but
I
I'm sure
watched
you
it.
have. तो
I
अच्छा
watched.
फिर
No,
क्या
I'll
she
बोल रहे
does
come.
हो
a
आप?
first time reaction basically.
Oh,
First
okay.
वाला,
Oh,
then I'll
अच्छा.
be like, अच्छा तुमने तो देख लिया यार.
Have you seen Farhad? Have you seen Gaganachari?
This hasn't released unfortunately in Mumbai, so
Oh,
I
right.
don't know whether it
Yes.
will now after Kalki, but I even have doubts on Paradise. If you have to be
It's
totally honest.
weird that it's weird, right? This film has not released in Mumbai, but it did in Goa,
Uh,
Yeah,
where
because
Nona
Nona
watched it.
watched this film.
Yeah, that doesn't happen too often. Like something is in
I
Goa and
mean,
not here.
it's inexplicable because even the film that we watched yesterday did not have a national chain screening it until the weekend. It's surprising.
Right.
It started from
Mm.
Monday. So I don't know what
Yes.
the distributors are doing. Are they thinking, right, the Hindi films aren't doing well, at least try
Yeah,
and buy the rights of these films to screen them. Yeah,
but I
it's
think
like
now most of the films like screens will be filled with Kalki because I don't see Gaganachari like in my area also.
Do you
Yeah.
see
Parvati's
this
film is
one?
there. Yeah, it's there. But yeah, till
Uh,
tomorrow. I can see only shows till tomorrow. Friday, Saturday, Sunday,
Kalki.
no show because of Kalki.
till it comes
I'll
to
have to
OTT.
wait because yeah, I know I won't be able to catch it.
But
Like,
pitching game, yes, we Farhad and me went yesterday to watch that. Absolutely loved that film. Farhad's review is already up there uh, on his channel. Go check it out. I've tagged both the channels in the title. It's one of those films where it's like a slow burner,
Yeah.
hmm.
like a slow poison. It just gets to you, and the performances again, cherry on the cake. Uh, you of course, if it's Parvati, and I don't think I've seen any Urvashi film before, but it was the first time that I saw her performance, and they just don't seem to get anything wrong these days. So it was such a nice experience. It's a very immersive experience. Farah, like,
Okay.
did you? I'm sure you would agree to this that and as you pointed out yesterday while watching the film, that these people just know how to construct a story, write a screenplay which is so engrossing and engaging for the viewer, like not for a moment, like you want to take away your attention, or get into your phone or something. So this was such
Hmm.
that kind of a script. And another thing that Farhad told me yesterday, I had no idea that there was this competition in which the script of Ullozhukku was awarded the first prize, and Lapata Lady script was awarded the second prize.
Oh,
And yeah, Farhad, do you want to put more light in that?
yes,
So
please
it
let
was
me know.
this, yeah. So it was a Cinestan storytelling competition, so to say, in 2018, in which there was a host of panel that were there. They were segregating the scripts. Just inviting the scripts from all over the country,
Okay, okay,
and
okay,
even Amir Khan was on that panel, by the way, which is why he really loved the script of Lapata Ladies, which was later rewritten. It wasn't
okay,
the exact same script that was there,
okay.
that won the second prize, but the first prize that was won was this film that was there,
Oh,
Ullozhukku. Hope I'm pronouncing it right.
Ullozhukku. I think.
Ullozhukku.
it's the
Guys, can you
Oh,
correct us? Is it Ullozhukku or is it Allozhukku?
I think you got it spot on, by the way.
Okay. A
So
funny story. When I went yesterday at the ticket counter to get the movie, I said to the guy, "one ticket for Ullozhukku," and he was like, "What? What
ये
movie?"
कौन सी पिक्चर आ गई?
Like his face, he had the funniest expression, like absolutely clueless. Like he's like, "I've never heard this word come out of a human's mouth in my entire life. What did he just say?" And I was like, "There's a Malayalam film. It starts from you. Can you check that?"
yeah. See, Akhil is saying just call it undercurrent, which that's the
Undercurrent,
meaning
yeah.
of the
That's the
yeah,
meaning of it, yeah.
yeah.
Right. And have you seen its trailer, Ashmita?
One of the most difficult. I think I've horribly
No,
mispronounced
I
it, is
have
what
not.
I've got in the comments on my video. I have, though my video is out, so I have already been
No,
corrected
I have not. I
by
have not
my
watched the
video.
trailer yet.
The
I think
I
this is the
think
film you can go into it blind, Ashmita.
I
This
went
Yeah, so
is
blind. So
I
with
would do
me,
that.
yeah, I had no idea about this film. By the way, Faraj just randomly called me yesterday and he said, "I'm going for this film. Do you want to come and join me?" So I just said yes on the spot, and I'm so happy because see, if it was a non-Malayalam film, I might not have gone. But
Hmm.
since it was a Malayalam film and he was going there, so I thought, okay, he's going because it's worth a review. So
Right.
let's go and watch it together. And absolutely happy with my decision of going there just at the last minute. And I mean, it's probably it's in my top three of Malayalam films this year. Like
Oh,
I liked it that
wow.
much. Yeah.
Amazing.
Let's do this thing at the end of the podcast. I'm giving you guys time. You also tell me the top three Malayalam films that you have loved so far this year. Okay,
So
Okay.
you can take the time till the end of the podcast, and people in the comments can also tell us what's your top three this year. I have already revealed one of them, which for me it's Ullozhukku. Coming back, we should also take a couple of comments here. There are
Yeah,
many
yeah, we
comments.
should.
Uh, Gopi Chand. Guys, just want to let you know, out of excitement, I published my debut book. Oh,
Oh,
that's a
congratulations! Send us a
that's a
copy.
nice.
Congrats.
My
Yes, for
tears and
review.
words. That's a nice plug-in. Uh, trailer. Yeah. Vishnu says Maharaja is a very good screenplay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I've
And
I
watched
did
that.
the trailer reaction for that. Everybody was like, just go and watch the film. Like, how? I don't have the time, but
but I
I'll
think
try.
Farhad has seen it.
Yeah, I've watched the film. I think it's a simple story, not a very novel story, but a masterclass in the screenplay that is there. It's absolutely
Hmm.
brilliant. The screenplay, the kind of mystery that it weaves. Although two-thirds into the film, I could see the ending coming, but it was the journey that was so intriguing and
Okay,
masterfully penned screenplay, I must say, from the Tamil film industry after a very long time.
great.
I think Ashmita, this is for you because you said you need some light-hearted films to watch. So he's
Siddiqui
recommending.
Srinivasan.
Lal,
Oh,
Srinivasan movies. Okay,
I could,
thank
I
you.
could
I need to
recommend
rewatch
one
Hera
film.
Fairy then. I need to
Okay.
rewatch Hera
Nadodi
Fairy.
Nadodi
Which one?
Kutta. Nadodi Kutta, I think that one you can definitely watch. I think that has Mohanlal and has Srinivasan. Srinivasan is, by the way, the father of Vinit
Vinny
Srinivasan, right?
Srinivasan.
Yeah. So they made a film back in, I think it was in the 90s or was it the late 80s. And Vashangalku Shesham had a few references from that film. I will definitely text that name. It's Nadodi Katta, if I'm not wrong. Nadodi Katta.
Somebody has
Narodi Katta, yeah.
Nadodi Katta,
Navjoti
yeah.
Katta. Okay.
And even Guruvayur also has a reference from some old film as well. Some very earlier Prithvi
That was
films
the
from his
Prithviraj.
early
Called,
career.
I think it's
Yeah,
called Guru Vayur only, if I'm not wrong. There's some reference
okay.
that was there, yeah.
Yeah, and
No, it was some Nandan. Something.
Vishnu is correcting us. Gaganachari did not release in Goa. Nona got the screener.
Oh, oh. I'll
He is
poke Nona now.
seems
I'll poke
seems
Nona
to
now.
be seems to be an
Nona,
avid Nona
Nona is
follower.
the Nona is a rising star of Kerala Film Critic Association circle.
There's speaking of him, there's another. Vishnu seems to be really into
Yes.
Nona.
Yeah. Vishnu is he follows my channel also, so I always
Okay.
see his comments. He's a regular OG. He's the OG
So when are you
viewer,
planning
one
to
of the
do
OG.
this one?
Yeah, Vishnu, please. I mean, actually, it's not Nona's fault. It's my fault because I recently I'm not able to make the time. But now you can pester Nona for that. Then he will message me when to do it because it was his idea. So
Okay.
Mohanlal. Oh,
Kalki. I
interesting.
thought it's coming tomorrow. It's already here. Mohanlal doesn't like to do films with out of his comfort zone. People just look at the directors other than LJP.
Maybe he'll
That
start now
holds.
Maybe
after
it's a
LCP.
change to start.
Yeah, I mean, I think to certain extent this sort of holds true for me as well. Because in terms of experimentation with newer people, I think Mammootty has set the bar now.
Yeah.
So probably Mohanlal, who knows? And there's another question which said that what are the upcoming Malayalam films you are excited for this year?
I'm excited for the ones I missed. So waiting for all the OTT releases. And
Okay,
I don't
Paradise
know
is
if
I think one.
Paradise will release or not because with Kalki releasing, I don't know what timings here. So see here in Delhi, timing is also a problem. I can't go for any show. Now I cannot go for 11 p.m. show. Like in Mumbai, I used to be like, हाँ चलो 11 बजे का show है, चल लेते हैं, कुछ नहीं होगा. But here it's a little different. Whether you like it or not, that's the truth. That's the reality of it.
Farad, uh, which ones are
Uh,
you?
I think there's a Jeetu Joseph film that is coming sometime along the year, if I'm not wrong. So that one
Okay.
for sure.
I'm
I think
waiting for
there's
ARM, Tovino's film. I don't know what's the
okay,
release date.
ARM.
ARM,
I don't know
yeah.
whether it's coming out this year though.
Mm.
Other than that, I think there's a Jaisurya film. No, there's a Kunchako Boban film that is coming out, which I got a recommendation from. I'm forgetting the name. I think it starts with a K. Um, So that film definitely is what people are hyping about. I don't know
Okay.
how it's going to turn out. Too soon to say, but I think Malayalam films are such that I generally do not anticipate any film that is there. Whenever it comes out, I watch it and I'm
Exactly.
happy.
Exactly.
It's not
Same.
like कुछ आ रहा है, end of the year, like Pushpa 2 is coming like on December 6th, so you have to look forward to. ऐसा कुछ नहीं. It
Uh,
comes and it makes you happy and you go on to another brilliant film. Yeah, that's the one. Cartoon.
exactly.
Yeah, that's the one.
Katana. Okay.
Yeah. People are hyping about that. Yeah.
Yeah. ARM, I'm really looking forward to that.
And how we were speaking of Mohanlal, that, and no need to worry about it. He's not doing, his recent movies have not been that bad. I think one person we need to worry about is probably Nivin Pauly. Like, he has been
I
sort
feel
of
very
missing
bad
out
for
on
him.
the fun. And I think the good thing, or something I really enjoyed, was he sort of played himself in Varshangalika
That's all
Shesham.
right.
And who, absolutely hats off to him to pull off something which sort of
Yeah.
mocks him as well, or his career, in the last couple of years. But I think even this one, what was this
Malayali
film?
from India.
Yeah, that also
Malayali.
didn't work out, right?
I think
Yeah, I mean, I after Varshan Karka, I was and seeing his performance, I was very, very excited. I was like, okay, fine, yes, this is truly now his comeback. And with him being a part of DJ Jones Anthony's film, I was very hopeful, or maybe my expectations were like sky high. And I was like, the thought, yes, was nice, the thought behind making the film, but I think there was just too many things added together and put together. And I feel bad for Naveen. Like I say that in my review also, that the worst I feel in this movie is for Naveen, because the dude really tries. He
Hmm.
does. You can see the effort. It's not like he's not giving it his all. He absolutely is.
Guys, please tell us in the comment why you think Nivin Pauly films are not working for some time now. Farhad, what's your take on that?
I mean, he's a fantastic actor, and I love Varshangal Kushesham. Yeah, I think that can be counted as a success also. It was a hit
I
at the
mean,
box
it's
office.
not his film,
But he
so to say.
did, for many people, he did rescue that film also. Although for me, I'm with Ashmit, I love the film. But for many people who found it dull till that point, till the entry of his character, he did a rescue act of sorts in the second half. So I think a large part of the credit does go to him as well. And
Hmm.
yeah, I mean, his films haven't done well commercially, but I mean, it's one of those things, one film is going to click, it's round the corner. I'm always hopeful as far as the Malayalam film industry is concerned. You
Yeah,
can never
same,
write or
same.
keep a good industry down for a very long time, or a good actor down for a very long time. So it's just
True.
round the corner. Um, it
It'll
will
happen.
happen.
It
It
will
will happen.
happen. Yes.
Fingers crossed. It should happen soon. Akhil says Rose either will be a train wreck or masterpiece.
Yeah.
There's no middle ground for this film. That's another. Is this Mohanlal?
Mohanlal's,
Right.
yes.
Oh dear. Okay.
When is it coming? Any idea?
I don't know.
No
We've
idea.
just seen bits and pieces of it. Like, there's no
Okay.
concrete announcement. Like, it's like apparently his dream project. So, yeah, he's taking his time with it. So, which is okay, I guess.
Is this the same film he's talking about?
I
Is
think
it
so.
directed by the Burroughs is directed by the director of Operation Java, I guess.
No, no, no.
No?
This
I
is
think
another film.
no, directed by the director. No, वही है, I think it's the same film, if I'm not wrong.
Okay.
You can check.
Vishnu says my take Newman was doing more comedy films in his initial days, but after that he started to shift his genre, which people did not accept, as they accepted his comedy films and many release issues too.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I've not seen a lot of his earlier films, and I think Premam was probably his,
Iconic roles.
yeah.
Yeah.
He was
But
in
again,
Bangalore
that
days too.
Bangalore Days, Premam. Yeah, those are Premam is like his highly, highly
Cult.
iconic
yeah.
Yeah.
role.
But then
Cult
again,
following.
that's not an out and out comedy as well, right? So it's not
No.
like only his comedy films worked, as he pointed out, because Premam is probably
Even Muthon was appreciated a lot by audience. So it's like,
Man,
and
my
that was like
favorite film.
a very serious film and one of my
Favorite
favorite Naveen
films.
films.
Yeah,
So
Geeta Mohan's. Yeah.
yeah,
Okay,
so
I
I
didn't know this, but there's a comment which says Burrows is directed by Mohanlal himself.
Really? Now I'm
next film
worried.
with
I
the
don't know.
director of Shashank. Now Farhad is like, now I don't know.
Now I'm worried. Yeah.
Which is why it's like there's no middle ground for it. It'll either be like a super
Okay.
duper hit or a train wreck.
So, whatever you guys have seen of Mohanlal so in all these years, do you
Hmm.
ever like? Did you ever want him to direct something, or did you see that director's vision in him? Like, are you excited by this revelation that he just got?
No, I'm excited. I'm always excited if an actor, takes up the direction role because I would like to see how, an actor as big as Mohanlal executes a film. That'll be very interesting. Well, like, why not? I want to
Okay,
live in a world where Mohanlal is directing films. Why not?
Farhad, you didn't seem too excited about
I
it.
mean, this is the first time that, other than I think Amir Khan, who is a superstar, is directing a film, transitioning from an actor to a director. Maybe earlier days you would say Guru Dutt and all of those, but I don't know. I mean, I don't know what his sensibilities are as a person, because what I have been witness to is the sensibilities of a director through his performance so far,
Hmm.
and he's a brilliant actor. I mean, he's one of the most natural actors you can ever come across. I think at one point, I think I would also have rated him above Mammootty if I were to watch his earlier films that were there, like Kiridam and Thanmatra. I think that Thanmatra performance was
I love that movie.
probably the top three performance of all time for me, and I'd said that in my video also. I mean, I was absolutely blown away by his act. But I
Hmm.
don't know his directorial credentials, so we'll see when it comes out. And if it's a Mohanlal film, I'm definitely going for it. Like is the case with Mammootty as well.
Yeah.
But we'll see how it goes. I don't know. I mean, it can go either way. Now I'm fully convinced by that statement. It can go either way. Uh, I really don't know how it will, but I'm hopeful. I'm with Ashmita. Why not? You know, if
Yeah.
it's being pulled off, it's pulled off. So it'll be something new even for the viewers that are there. So why not? Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Why not?
Niven should go back to his comfort zone. Family, romance, comedy, total entertainers. He had great acting experiments with Muthun, Padavitta,
Hmm.
Vector was a
etc.
wonderful film.
Entertainers are perfect playground.
I
But
would
that's the
disagree.
thing, right? Audience would want him to go back to what worked for him, but then as an artist, you don't want to have this sort of stereotypical image of
Yeah.
that
That's
he
true.
can only do these kind of things, because a good actor would want to explore different stuff, which is a lot of
True.
people in Malayalam cinema are doing, and
And they want to
very
do. Yeah.
yeah, and people are succeeding at it as well. So naturally, so for Niven also, he's an exception. He's trying to do the different kind of stuff, and I think it's I mean, as we said, that something will click sooner or later, and then probably a streak will another streak should begin.
Correct.
Uh, Basit says script of Bros is written by Jijo, who directed a couple of epic Malayalam films. As far as news comes out, Mohanlal has changed a lot in the script to, to
To the
listen.
dismay of the writer. See, now
Now I'm
that's
worried.
uh, that's a problem. We'll see. We'll see. Let's wait and watch
Yeah, let's not
and
make
then
any
judge
assumptions.
and then
Yeah,
review.
yeah, because if
we
we
are
go
we are
with
here to review, but let's wait and
yeah,
watch.
if we go with presumptions, then we are not doing our job, right? So,
Yeah, that's true.
uh, Ruth says, guys, why no one is talking about?
Bougainvillea. Okay.
Bougainville.
Okay.
See,
Okay,
I am
I've not
totally
seen it.
lost out on film. The last after a long time, the movie that I recently watched was Chandu Champion. So yeah, I am like because it's been a huge gap since I've went to the theaters because I couldn't go. So
I think
I'll get back to it.
Amal Nirad is the director of Bhishma Parva, if I'm not wrong. So he's a good director.
Amal
So
Neerad is a fantastic director. He does this larger than life. He's so good at that.
Bhishma Parvam, I think, right? That's the last
He's a
film that he did.
cinematographer also.
Okay.
Karikko also fumbled
Yeah,
as they
last is Bhishma
transition into
Parvam.
serious contents. Though they did manage to achieve good ones, they're not as great as the glory days.
Yeah.
Have you seen Karikko?
I follow Karik regularly, though there's now a couple of last recently released videos I've not done. But yeah, they started as, uh, making comedy sketches, and they got superbly popular because of that. And then now, obviously, their production budget is very high, this and that. They still make comedy sketches from time to time, but now they're more transitioning into, it's like what happened with TVF, into more serious, kind of, they try different things, but yeah, they're more now into the serious kind of web series and stuff like that. So they're also transitioning, and I love their serious stuff also, because you can really see the evolution of all the actors that have been there since the very beginning of character. So I love the OG stuff also, but the recent ones are also good.
This I'm really excited about now because of the cast. Uh,
I think this was the
Fahad and
Kunchakku Boban film that I was talking about.
Okay.
okay,
This
but
was
Okay.
the one.
Fahad and Kunchako together, I think
Together.
that's going to be a treat. Have they done a film before? No, right? Together?
I can't recall at the top of my head. Not
Okay.
sure. May have.
I'm just
Okay.
searching for this film. Bougainvillea. Yeah, I'm like, movie. Because I don't
It's
think
it's
if,
it's coming this year only. So you know, this year we are at the halfway stage already discussing, and now we are even more excited for the
yeah.
second half. Uh, oh, right. I was thinking I've seen them somewhere
Take
together. Take
off.
off. Yeah. Take off did have both of them together. Right. Thank you, Vishnu.
Oh,
Uh,
yes, take off, of course.
yeah. But it came so long ago. Like,
Yeah,
that
I
was,
totally forgot. I was
it
like,
was an altogether different era, right? Like, it was 2017, 18, something like that.
17. I think it was 17.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a long time
I
ago.
think it was my first Malayalam film that I'd ever watched. Was Take Off, I think, if I'm not wrong. My first ever that time. It had come on
okay,
Hotstar.
okay.
Okay. Last few minutes, as I had asked you guys to think of your top three. Are you on board now? Have you decided?
Oh, you're
Uh,
spoiled for choice.
yeah, exactly. Like, I feel that I don't have enough choices, because I want to have more choices and I want to watch the other films as well. But from the ones that I've watched already, oh God, I think number one would be uh, Brahma Yogam for me, just because
Okay,
of the sheer.
you have to give the reason as well. Why?
I think that there's a lot of aspects. Firstly, the acting, the story, the mystery that it
Hmm.
had, the black and white choice of filmmaking. Like, I got not a lot of novelty in terms of all aspects when it comes to the technical standpoints also. Then in terms of storytelling and just the sheer performances, like, amazing. Everything really worked out well for me, and it was something that. Like, I loved experiencing that in the theaters a lot, with like specifically even the sound design wise, music wise. So the film had lot of novelty to offer. So I think for me the number one right now would be Brahma Yogam. Second is Avesham, just for
Okay,
its complete craziness.
right.
I It was just completely crazy for me, and I just loved how I was just having a blast in the theater. I think just for the sheer entertainment value it gave me. And I have a bias for Fahad for sure. And to see him in that role just completely warmed my heart. I was so happy. It was hilarious. And then Amban and Fahad, and the guy who played Amban, I forget his name. The actor. Please somebody remind me in the comments. I forget his name. Because I got that wrong also in my review as well. So I forgot his name. But and third is very tough. I would say it will be a choice between. Uh, I think it's gonna be a choice between Manjumal and Adu Jeevitam for me.
Okay,
Yeah, it's
interesting.
gonna be like, yeah, two very different films. Uh, because I think I'm putting both of them in third, because of, I think both the films moved me emotionally a lot. Like I felt a huge emotional connection with the characters. So there are very different reasons on why I'm placing, like the first one for complete novelty, that and the storytelling and all the
Hmm.
other technical aspects. Second one, Avesham, just for the entertainment and the kind of fun I had. And these two is for, how I really personally connected with both the characters, like all the characters in Manjumal Boys, and just the friendship, and I could just feel that bond and hear what Prithviraj did with the character. So I think it's more of the emotional connect on why I would place these two films on third. And yeah, so those would
So
be my
you
top three.
you can't choose between those two for the third spot.
No, I don't think I can. Very difficult. Very difficult. If like, because now I'm not thinking very, very objectively, because usually when I rank, I make an Excel sheet and then I give scores, and then whatever the scores say, I'm like, yes, now this is the ranking. But right now, just on the top of my head, I don't think I'll be able to kind of choose.
Okay, Farad.
Yeah.
So,
And
by the way,
people,
that actors,
I would ask people also to put their top three this year because it's a very difficult choice. We are spoiled for choices, but
Yeah, you
top
both
three.
though have watched even more films.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
I'll be interested to know your ranking for sure.
so by the way,
Sajin
that
Gopu.
actor's name is Mithun Jai Shankar.
No, Sajin
The
Gopu.
Fahad Sajan Gopu, is it?
Yeah,
Oh, Sajin Gopu. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Amban. Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Amban. Yes, Sajin
Yeah,
Gopu.
yeah, yeah.
Now I'll
Sajan
remember.
Gopu.
Thanks,
Yeah, sorry.
guys. Thanks.
Okay. Very difficult here. Do I need to rank or should I just say my top three
Top three without any order, like it.
without any
The
order?
top
Okay.
three.
So I'll first start with the consolation ones because I'm spoiled for choices.
No, you do that later.
It's important.
First, like
It's important
so.
because I'll be torn in the comments. So why
See
did you
the
not
top.
pick this film?
See the top three are not like this is the best film. This is the second best film. Like I'm asking more like
Let
your
me
favorite three films
let
of
me
this
tell
year.
you the fourth spot which is tied. Consolation. Let me start with that.
Okay.
Consolation. So fourth spot for me is Avesham and Manjumal Boys, both of them. Interestingly, both are knocked off. Sorry, not in the top three for me. So my top films would be Brahm Yugam. I think simply because of the way it is shot in monochrome, it reminded me of The Lighthouse. Exceptional, exceptionally directed by Rahul, and another Mammootty masterclass. Arjun Ashokan, I think, was brilliant
Yeah,
in that film as well. The horror was not scary, but it was atmospheric. I still remember the halfway mark in which Mammootty says that you need to come up and say sorry, and then I will let you. And then when he does, he said, "I will not do it," and he laughs. And then the interval flashes, and there was this nervous kind of a energy. You're looking around and you see people smiling with a
yeah,
little bit of nervous energy. You can say. I think the job was done. So Brahm
yeah,
Yugam for me is one. Adu Jeevitam, I think, was an exceptional film. One of my favorite theater going experiences of this
yeah,
year had to be Adu Jeevitam, uh, to the point that, I was almost guilty of sipping some water, while watching the film. It was that impactful for me. um, the performance of Prithvi Raj and the amount of effort that the cast and crew had gone through, the
yeah,
16-year journey, it just showed in that film. It was incredibly good and it was meant for the big screen. If you've not
yeah,
watched, you've missed out on something major. You missed out on something. The same is not going to have an impact on OTT. And sadly, the OTT deal also hasn't gone through, which is why the film is not out yet on OTT. It's
yeah,
still unsold. So I hope the OTT somebody buys it. It was to come on Hotstar, but the deal fell through. My third film is an interesting one because I think it is this one film that absolutely slipped under everybody's radar, but did
Autumn.
not get the eyeballs. Yeah, it is Atom.
Atam. Very good
I
movie.
absolutely loved that film. Absolutely loved that film. And one of the reasons was, and I had spoken in today's review that I had given of the film that we watched yesterday, that the one gripe that I had from the Malayalam film industry of 2024 is that there were no strong female characters that were written. And that is something that was, that ye bhi kar lete, to it would have been like 100% track record. And Atom was that one film that had that
Hmm.
character of Zareen at the center of it, and the way it had ended, I mean, I was
Yeah,
absolutely blown by that. and I absolutely enjoyed that film with the kind of, they took a fixed template of 12 Angry Men, turned it on its
Yeah.
head with its concept, and actually made you ponder as to, how brilliant the concept can be. That template can be used in so many different ways, and the way it ended. So I think Atom for me was, the film that absolutely I enjoyed the film. And sorry Avesham and sorry Manjumal Boys, you have been heard if not Atom, but these three I think would be the top films for me.
Keshav,
Okay.
your turn.
Uh, I already mentioned Ullozhukku is one of my top three because
Yeah.
yeah, I watched it yesterday. I am still in that zone. I still, because that it was such a, I went absolutely blank. Like I didn't know what I was going for. I had no expectations, no idea what even the title means. I just knew that it has Parvati and Urvashi, and just the slow poison, like the it's because Ashmita has not seen. I won't reveal too much here,
Please
but
don't.
yeah, absolutely not. But it's just, there was something about this film that stuck with me. It the whole film happens throughout, through the floods and the rains, and that sort of weather also played a character in its own, and it was such an important part of the film, and to suck you into that world, it takes absolutely brilliant filmmaking and then performances as well. So that's one for me. Just the dynamics between the Urvashi and Parvati as the leading characters, and very simple story. Like there's not a lot going on, but just to
Okay.
make a simple story that much layered, and then to be able to convey what they want to convey with so much conviction. And as
Right.
Farhad told us that this won the best story as well at some award show, where Lapata Ladies, which is supposed to be the probably one of the best films that has come in Bollywood this year, that came
Yeah.
second, and this one was first. So you can imagine what kind of storytelling this has been. So that's probably on third spot for me. Second spot, I'll probably go Avesham again because of our fandom for Fahad, but also the fact that we have been missing this kind of fun stuff in Bollywood for so long that we have to go to Malayalam cinema and other industries for this uninhibited and absolutely mind-boggling fun film where Fahad is just he's not even acting anymore. Like he's just in a zone somewhere, and he so he went mad. He went crazy in that film, and uh, so that was and it I also watched it in theaters, which was again such a good experience,
Oh,
because I'm so glad that I watched it in theater, not on OTT. So that's there. First one again, it's not in any order that I like this more than the other two, but it's just that again, it's a tie for me on for the first two. It's between Manjumal Boys and Court Life. So again, both of the films very very difficult to execute in terms of the content
yeah.
that they had. Goat Life had such a long journey. They started somewhere in 2008 or 9 discussing it for the first time, and then to uh, bring it to life, and then have all the COVID related problems in between, and
Yeah.
then finally to be able to release it. And as Farhad also said, this, so I went during Ramzan days, and like as he said, like pe- how would people have watched it? Like even drinking a
Oh,
sip of water would have
seriously.
felt guilty. So I think that's probably Prithvi's best work of all I've seen,
Yeah.
and to play a character uh, who ages like that, and to convince us that this is the same guy who has been playing. So I think that just, I think that's gonna stuck with me at the end of the year too. If we do the top five, probably
Yeah.
uh, like how we do every year. And Manjumal Boys again for the sheer brilliance of n- every department coming together to create something that has happened in real life, and such a amazing shout out to the real Manjumal Boys as well in the beginning of the film where they do the tug of the war with them, and
Yeah.
uh, and then the callback of tug of the war at the very end when he
Correct.
has to save, they have to save their friend's life. So I think these things sort of are beyond analysis and beyond reviews. Like sometimes these things just stuck with you and they stay with you for the longest of times, and that's why I'm saying that these would still be in my top 5 at the end of the year. It's very difficult to top these kind of efforts, and the, yeah, no surprise this film did 200 plus crores worldwide, and it was made in less than 10 crores. So
Yeah.
Manjumal Boys, again, that for that reason it stands out for me. So these are my top 3. A lot of comments we have missed. People have given their top 3 as well. Vishnu says, for me, Avesham, Premalu, Manjumal Boys. So we didn't, nobody had Premalu in the mentions.
It's there in top, but not top 3. It's still there. It's one of the most entertaining films that I've watched of 2024.
Right. Okay, and what else did I miss here?
A
Prithvi's
lot of
best.
people are talking about Gaganachari, but it's not released
We
yet,
have not
guys.
seen, guys.
Yeah, we don't
Prithvi's
get
best.
screeners. We don't get screeners.
If there
Wait
are
a
any
second.
PR people there, please, reach out to us.
By the way,
Okay.
I had no idea Prithvi is in Bade Miyan Chote Miyan.
What are you
What
saying?
are
He's the
you
main villain.
saying? He's the villain
I have
of
not
the
seen
Pratik
the
has
film,
film.
brought it
right?
up.
So how would I have known? I've not seen it.
Oh yeah, the trailer also had him wearing the mask.
Yeah.
I totally get it.
I have not seen the trailer also. So I had no idea that
Yeah.
Vishnu has just given me the shock of my life that Prithvi
So,
he did.
Bade Miyan Chote Miyan was sandwiched between Adu Jeevitam and Guru Vayur.
Oh
Huh.
my god. But it's
and
okay, guys. You
and
have
you
to do
would
it.
and Prithvi is literally like the saving grace of Bade Miyan Chote Miyan. So you can imagine how bad the other actors are. Akshay
Oh
Kumar
And
my
and
what are the
god.
Tiger Shroff.
standards of the Malayalam film industry? Nothing short of brilliance should be there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's okay. I understand. Sometimes you have to do it for the finances as well. He must have. I'm
Of
sure he
course.
would have made.
And connections. And
He would
connections
have.
also.
He would have made more money in just that villain role in that movie than all his Malayalam films put together this year.
Yeah.
So that's okay. And Prithvi was doing PR work in Bade. uh, Ask Nona for screener.
See, Nona to we can ask, but nobody gives us a screener, na? So please, production teams, we are also here for screeners. We don't do such bad reviews.
Have you seen this film?
No, I've heard about this film. This movie is
Yeah.
apparently this film also got good reviews.
Right. I also got a recommendation on my channel. So
Yeah.
see, even after all this, after an hour, we are still discovering films which we have not. Like I can understand with Ashmita, but even Fahadh has not seen it. Who reviews almost every film.
Actually, yeah. So the problem was that the shows are few and far between here. I'm sure in
Correct.
Delhi as well, in Bombay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
to fit in a show, if you're getting one show in the entire city and you have to travel, then I think may not be worth it.
What about
Correct.
Appan?
Upon is a great film. It was released last year though. It was. I think it's on
Okay,
Sony
it's
Live.
not from this year.
I,
It has who does it have? Sunny Wayne, I think it has.
yeah. Appan is a brilliantly made horror film.
Okay.
It is
Yeah,
very
yeah,
horror-ish.
yeah,
I
yeah.
I categorize it as a horror film.
So do you
So,
know
and
Keshav?
you know what? My
Yeah.
parents also watched Appan. I had not recommended it to them. They just
Oh no.
randomly watched, and they are calling me. They're like, "Have you watched this Malayalam film, Appan?" I'm like, "How did you know about this film?" And they loved the movie. They're like, "Oh my god, we got like so disturbed after watching that film." Like, yeah, it's supposed to make you feel that way.
So Keshav, yesterday Parvati's father that was there. That same actor
Mhm.
is in Appam as well, and the
I've
horror
seen
is
him in a
linked to
lot of
his character.
films. Yeah, I've
The
seen him.
horror is
He's a
linked to his character. He's a totally
okay.
different man in this film. I mean, you may have seen his film,
Yeah.
but he's such a soft-spoken person. But here,
Here is okay. Yeah,
Guys,
watch
please,
it.
please, please like, comment or even dislike if you don't like the fact that we didn't have Premalu in our top three mentions. Before we leave, there's this comment that I really wanted to take. Any films still now you want India to submit to the Oscars? Has to be Aada Jeevitam, right?
Adu Jeevitam.
I would have said
Like
Adu
nothing else comes in
Jeevitam.
my mind.
So I feel that Payal Kapadia film has a great chance, which won in
Hmm.
Cannes.
Khan.
No, I think
That
he is
has
asking
Kani
from
Kasturi
Malayalam.
also.
I
So I
think
think
he's
that's a part Malayalam film also. It has Kani Kasturi in that film. It's
Yeah.
part Malayalam, part Hindi. So I think all it starts with something all. But the Payal Kapadia film, because it has got recognition at Cannes, it makes a lot more sense to push that
Hmm.
film. I would have said Adu Jeevitam. I mean, I had said that in my review,
Yeah.
but that was before Cannes. I think.
Because I think Prithvi also has the resources. You have to do a lot of promotions for
Hmm.
getting your film noticed at Oscars. Like that's what Rajamouli did for
Yeah.
RRR as well. Like because I feel that Prithvi Raj has those resources where he can go meet people, get his film out there, which I think he should honestly,
Yeah,
even if not for Oscars. But I think that that film should get that recognition is what I feel.
true. No one mentioned Golem. It's got good
Golem
reviews.
unfortunately did not release in Mumbai, so was looking forward to that, but it didn't get a
Okay.
release here. So OTT it is. The
So
Okay.
director, I remember, had posted something in one of the Facebook groups saying this is my directorial debut, which was for Golem,
Okay.
and I remember commenting on that saying I will review it, but if you're watching it, I will still review it, but once it comes to OTT.
Screener, please.
स्क्रीनर हम छोटे लोग
Send.
नहीं ना वो तो
Someone
no,
said,
but he got screener for which one? Chandu
yeah,
Champion, right?
no,
no
no,
no no I
you.
didn't get the Chandu.
He no, sorry, Mr. and
But
Mrs.
yeah,
Mai.
yeah. So those were physical screeners you had to go and attend since
Okay.
So those were there.
But see, Gokul, if you have not seen it, I'm assuming you are in Kerala. If not, please correct me. So it didn't release in Mumbai, uh,
It hasn't,
and
yeah.
Biryani, is this from this year?
No, no, no. It's Kani's film,
Biryani's
Biryani.
22, 2022.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
And
So
it is
now
a
they are
very graphic film. It's a
Very
very graphic
graphic,
movie.
very disturbing movie.
Very
But
disturbing film. That ending, my God.
and
Oh
I
my
had
God.
and after I posted the review, I ordered biryani. Though I shouldn't have, but I did.
That is dank at another level.
you have a fan, Ashmita.
Thank you, Ruth. Thank you. Somebody also wrote, I still revisit her reaction of Yamaha Nagri. Oh, I love that song. Yamaha Nagri, Kalkatta Puri. It's a nice song.
Okay, okay.
Yes.
I have not heard it. Talavan is
Old
in my
song.
top five. You can't guess the culprit until climax. Superb screenplay, I would say. Okay, I should watch it then. I have not seen it yet.
Once on OTT.
Uh, right. Uh, Rational Being says, I haven't watched Premalu, but I like the wacky Avesham. Fafa was super fucking crazy. That's true.
Yes.
Gokul says, Aadu Jeevitam, but no chances for it to grab Oscar. Even Prithvi would be afraid to do it. All we imagine as light has that
Yeah,
spotlight
that's
shot
the
light up.
Ah,
that's the one.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think we have spoken mostly about things we wanted to, and we have
yeah.
answered most of the questions as well. This was a fun conversation to have
Yes.
because out of all the across industries, whatever films we have seen, I don't think we have enjoyed any other film from any other industry this much as we did with a couple of like the top three of Malayalam films that we mentioned there. Because in like even if you think hard, like in Hindi, I can think of maybe Lapata Ladies, Chamkila that come closer in terms of
Yeah.
really good
Chamkilas.
films,
Yeah,
right?
I like Chandu Champion also. If you have not watched it, please
I
guys
have
watch
not
it.
watched it yet.
It's a good film. I liked it.
Right.
Kartik Aryan did good. Good movie.
Okay.
And Shrikant was also decent. I liked it.
Okay.
I like Merry
Yeah.
Christmas as well.
Merry
Yeah, it was
Christmas was good.
okay
Yes.
for me. It was very different.
Yeah.
Okay for me. Like I did not love it, but it was interesting.
Right. If I had to do like top three of my Bollywood films, I think it would
Number
have
one, Lapata Ladies.
no. Number one, Chamkila. I
Chamkila.
think I like
Chamkila for
Chamkila.
me.
No,
Yeah, for
for
me
me,
too.
Chamkila was, I don't know. It's still, I like when I think about that film, it still disturbs me a
Yeah,
bit. Yeah, it was quite disturbing. Yeah,
it
Okay.
was. Yeah.
yeah. But I
Lapata Ladies,
really
of
like
course, makes
Chand.
makes the cut. Yeah.
Yeah, but I love
Uh,
Chandu Champion also. It was very much
One
like I
film I
did.
would recommend, if you're not seen, it's called Do Do Pyar. It's really, really refreshing. It's really
Okay,
good. So that's
it's
there.
out on the
Hotstar.
OTT right now.
It's out. Yeah,
Hotstar, yeah,
it's out. Rachel says Mallus are from different planet. I
certainly.
mean, guys, it's God's own country, Kerala. So of course it's
True.
different.
I won't
So
refute. I won't refute that.
yes.
Just,
So on that note,
just
uh,
one request, like if there's any distributor, exhibitor watching, please have more films, Malayalam films releasing, because you
In Delhi
always when I
NCR,
go, yeah, in
please.
Mumbai as well, because always you do, there is a house full that is there. Yesterday also Keshav and me
Exactly.
went full, so there's no reason why you don't want to take that chance.
Exactly.
Let's
Same.
yeah.
Are Noida, Gurgaon. I can't say about Delhi, but Noida and Gurgaon, like those shows, limited shows, the theater is packed. And Noida even more so. Every show, like there hasn't been like barely any shows where I've not had a very like full theater in Noida.
And it's not even like only Malayalis are coming to watch it, right?
yeah,
Non-Malayali are also coming in. Like if something like Manjumal Boys made 230 crores worldwide, I'm sure it's not just Malayali people watching that and
Yeah.
contributing to that sort of money, right? It has to be non-Malayalam people, and it's because people have started to understand the brilliance of Malayalam
Correct.
cinema, and word of mouth is such a strong thing that this is probably uh, like how we keep saying, or how this whole pan India thing is become such a clickbait now. Everyone
it
is
is.
using this just to get a conversation going, but I, I I don't think personally that any of these filmmakers or artists in Kerala give a damn about this pan India thing. They
Yeah.
just want to do their work, the good work that they believe in, and then it's rest is up to the audiences, and I think audience is also doing its job, because
Yes.
it has seeped through outside of Kerala as well. Just look at
Right.
Absolutely.
three of us. I'm a Punjabi from Delhi. You are a Bengali.
Yeah.
He's from Mumbai natively as well.
Yes.
Parsi from Mumbai. So we have no idea about Malayalam language, but then we enjoy it for the love of the cinema. We have been doing
Correct.
this on our channels, and I think we all three of us cover Malayalam cinema more than any other
Absolutely.
industry. So
Absolutely.
And
that
I like
mirrors,
look forward to the releases. I'm like, okay, like even if like review or not review, I'm like now, okay, I actively check, okay, which are the films that are
yeah.
releasing, because sometimes I miss it. But shout out to Vishnu because he always, gives the
Recommend.
correct update that these movies are releasing. So please catch them. So
Yes,
yeah, he's
Vishnu,
always up
please,
to date.
Vishnu, please subscribe to my channel so that I am also updated. Because I am the least active of all three of us on my channel, because I do music as well full time. But yeah, and I think, guys, the sort of, I don't know if this is the right way of putting this, but the success of Malayalam cinema outside of Kerala sort of mirrors the success of our channels as well, because most of our majority of our
True.
audiences come from that state and that part of India, and that's what keeps us going as well.
Yeah.
To be able to watch this content and then discuss and have videos like this, right?
Correct. Correct.
A huge thanks to Shelly for giving $25 in the super chat. Thank you so much. I am so glad that. So see again, Shelly is in US, and she enjoyed us talking about Malayalam cinema.
Yeah.
So it's not just non-Malayali Indians it's reaching, but it's also reaching
Yeah.
people outside of that thing as well. So yeah, thank you guys for being sticking with us for so long. It's been 1 hour 20 minutes already. I have a
Yes.
new
Thanks,
subscriber. Thank you.
guys.
Uh, and so guys, if you're watching from my channel, please go subscribe to their channels, and if you have come from their channels, please subscribe to this. uh, do your job, press the like and dislike, whatever you want to, comment, share it with your friends, and we'll probably see you next time. And
Thanks,
Farhad and
guys.
Ashmita, thank you for taking out time.
Pleasure.
Yes, thank
Pleasure.
you.
Had a great time interacting.
Yes, and I'm also getting back in the groove of things.
Yes, hoping for more such engaging discussions in future.
Yes,
And
Next time we
yes.
need Nona also in the panel.
Next time,
some
4 people.
yes, somebody did mention in the comments that we need Nona. Actually, guys, I did ask Nona. It's not like I've left him out on purpose. He was unwell.
He's
Otherwise,
unwell.
he would have been here as well.
Yeah.
I'll just end it with this sort of validation I
Oh,
needed today. So thank you,
Thanks. Thanks. I
thank
need
you,
also a lot of
and
positivity in my life. So
yes,
thank you.
absolutely. I hope that your it becomes as good as Malayalam cinema has been doing this year. So
Yes. Hopefully. Thanks, guys.